better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this.
And right away, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos.
To put it mildly, that is not the way anyone wants to start off a game. You fumble on your first offensive snap. But now what you're worried about is, does that linger throughout the game for your guys on offense? And how's the defense going to handle it? Because no one expects to run out on the field on the first play and have to all of a sudden start to play themselves.
Well, the Broncos offense gets set to go to work, and at the helm in his second season wearing orange and blue, Russell Wilson.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson eluding the pressure right. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way home for the Broncos score. DK Metcalf with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Broncos take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go. Still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The offense heading back out as we take a closer look at Austin Eckler. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. One carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball. Got a full game ahead of him.
Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. Calais Campbell in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends of what we've seen so far.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. And despite injuries like these, Charles, with these guys missing, they've been able to keep that pursuit of perfection alive so far.
That just shows the depth that they have on the roster and the guys who are serious about being ready when their number is called. Someone goes down, someone jumps in.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Calais Campbell, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. The Vikings send out their punter. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Taking on the midfield logo. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Derrick Henry taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker now to add the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. 1 play, 2 plays, touchdown. That's all it took there. A very short and sweet drive that got him in the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Here we go, here we go.
Garoppolo now. And this is caught. It's Brown. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Here we go.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. Here's Garoppolo to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now Garoppolo throwing on second. And he's going to go down again.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Under pressure, they got him again.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different...
Broncos coming hard, and it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there. Taking it in. And the Broncos have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. So the completion good for just 3. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now Garoppolo. He'll get this to Eckler. Oh, able to avoid him. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. Here's Dom Maggio now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's pulled in at the 32. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go.
He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Derrick Henry with career touchdown number 109. That ties it with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list. And the Broncos are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. 2nd and 9.
At the 17-yard line.
Garoppolo had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. It fights him off. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Rush comes and and this is going to wind up a safety.
Right now, they're just trying to get to halftime because they need a break. This game, it's been a shellacking in every way, and they just got driven backwards for a safety.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. Now it's Bird on the return. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that. So I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. All right, Charles, you know, we've spoken about this offense plenty, how great they've been all year. 9-0 now, into the back half of the season. Super Bowl favorites, without a doubt. I think everyone agrees on that. What do you think is the thing that most stands between them and a perfect season?
I think it's themselves. I think it's their team, how they approach things, how they conduct themselves during the week, practicing, getting ready, and then going out and playing. Can't take your foot off the gas pedal at this stage. Doesn't matter if it's a weak team you're playing or not. Look, when I talk to one of the best golfers of all time, he told me he never played against the field. He just played against himself and his own standard.
Well, Wilson going to change things up here. They go play action here on 1st down. Looking left sideline, it's complete. Touchdown, Broncos. DK Metcalf with career touchdown number 60. And the Broncos will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Tucker with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And his throw is incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As now we send you out to Orlando at Hook.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway.
Taking it about the 1.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. It's a foot race. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Broncos. And people still trying to get back to their seats from the concession stand here at the start of the third quarter. And boom, we got points on the board.
And you just identified why the bulk of stadiums have increased presence in the concession areas, right? TVs, loudspeakers, so people can still follow the game. And right now, they're bummed out that they missed that big return to start this half.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff.
And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. There's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And they'll be inside the red zone with a ball at the 16-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. Now Wilson, following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
2nd and 10 now. Third quarter action in Denver.
Here's Wilson. Being chased out left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Flush to his right. Touchdown! Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now.
And the Broncos take the forced fumble and...
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Eckler now between the tackles. 4 yards the pickup, first down. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do.
Now the ball comes loose. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos.
At their own 42. The drive will start with an option going left.
Now he's into the clear again.
And all the way home for the Broncos score. Russell Wilson, 58 yards.
And the Broncos get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Brandon, you and I have called a lot of college football in our day, but on Sundays here in the NFL, doesn't it look a lot like what we used to see on Saturdays when we called those games?
Yeah, option plays just like we saw, and that was a long touchdown of the option. What you taught me, though, defensively, you get your eyes in the wrong place on a play like that, you're in trouble.
What's the term that's in vogue in the NFL? Eye violations. The offense wants you to put your eyes in the wrong spot so that they can appear in others.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
And now out comes Minnesota.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
They'll send Brown in motion right.
Now they'll fake the jet sweep and give it instead to Eckler.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues.
This is where the mile-high air really starts to affect an opposing offense. Guys moving a bit slowly here. It's 3rd and long.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Now, hang on here. We got an injured player. Oh, boy, it's the quarterback. It's Jimmy Garoppolo who's shaken up.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Vikings send out their punter, and he's had all kinds of problems just getting punts off so far. He'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain night, and it's a good one. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore, because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Escaping the pressure right. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They're going option play on 3rd down.
There he goes left side. He stiff arms it. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Russell Wilson, 52 yards.
And the Broncos are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the second time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback. The ability to run the ball fearlessly. And in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there.
Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. A first throw for the backup Wilson. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Taken from just outside the 30. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here, 1st and 10. Now Wilson. That's DK Metcalf running the slant. He's got it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. To throw is Wilson. He'll buy some time right. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. Wilson. A quick target here, complete to Metcalf. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Running left, it's Henry. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Shrugs him with a stiff arm. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 130 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, I think Josh Norman can sympathize. He knows a little something about a run like this from Derrick Henry. I mean, that stiff arm might be the best in the business.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. We'll see that Josh Norman play forever and ever, won't we? Because at Derrick Henry's size, 6'3", nearly 250, you know he's not shying away from contact. And here he just kept the defender at arm's length as he barreled his way into the end zone. I mean, just put that arm into the chest, and there he goes.
Vikings, nothing.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
He was defended by Frankie Luvu.
Now Wilson. And the Broncos get there and take him down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
And it's 3rd down.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000. A handoff, running left, Henry. A solid stiff arm. And he works free. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole